To be joined live in our studios by Catherine Gitonga, who is the CEO of Smart Youth Investment. A very good afternoon and welcome to our studios here at KTN. Let's begin with, you actually founded this award when it started in 2008. What inspired you to come out and throw this challenge to the young people of Kenya?
One inspiration was from a personal point of view. I did not know what amount I needed to invest in the stock market. I thought I needed $1 million, 10 million. So until I figured out that you only need a minimum of 100 shares to buy, then that's when I thought that this message has not been passed to the younger people. So I created a simulation online that teaches the youth. One thing is a culture of saving and investing, and then teaches them how investing happens in the stock market. So what happens is you get a virtual amount of money, 2 million shillings, and we provide you with the online live feed from the NSE, and you trade this money for a period of 3 months, and the winner is the person with the most profits, and of course they should have given reasons why they're trading, why they're buying a particular share and why they're selling it. And the winner now gets 200,000 actual cash to invest in the stock market. And this year, the shares will be bought through NIC Securities, who are sponsors, and they also get internships and certificates.
I mean, that sounds like a very fantastic idea, but when it comes to the fruits, have you been able to see what you envisioned? I mean, in terms of, you've said that you give the young people 2 million shillings online. That's virtual money. Yes. In terms of virtual profits, what kind of figures have you been seeing?
I'll give you an example of last year. They all started with 1 million shillings, and after 3 months, the winner came out with 1.894 million. So they were able to make a profit of 894,000 shillings in 3 months. At the same time, in the real stock market, the profits made were not that high. So you can see the interest in the youth in getting to know why they need to invest, and that investing takes time you have to research on it. But the good thing is we've been able to reach over 5,000 students since 2008. I thought we would only reach maybe 1,000 up to now, but the overwhelming response has been good, and it shows that there's a need to teach the youth a culture of saving and investing.
And one obvious question that one would ask, the conditions that you have on this online portal, would you say they reflect the actual situation on the ground? You have the same fluctuations, the same gains, is it exactly the same?
Yes, it is live trading. So the price is trading right now at 2 o'clock is what we are getting from the NSE, and that is what the students are trading with. And any losses experienced are also replicated in the game. Any dividends earned are also replicated. If there's a bonus issue, if there's a rights issue, everything is replicated in the game on a live platform.
So that's very high in terms of returns, over 80% for that winner last year. What at the same time, there's something you mentioned about at the same time the kind of profits that were being got from the actual market. How would they compare?
It depends on what counters the winner bought from. So if he was able to pick on specific counters, and in 3 months they were able to make a good capital gain, then this guy was able to make a profit of 894,000 shillings. You see, if the guys who made losses means they picked on different counters which did not make profits. So really it's on the research that you're able to do. And of course we have given online research mentors to the students who are given by NSE Securities, and they're able to mentor the students online. So anyone wishing to ask any question, there's a mentor available online to answer them. So that's how they were able to make profits.
Let's take a look at the bigger picture here. When you talk about information, you've talked about research, you've talked about mentors. What do you think the effect has been on the lack of the same when it comes to most people who get into the market, who probably buy their first few shares all by themselves? They're not that informed. Lack of information, what kind of impact has it had on the market?
It's a good and bad thing. Lack of information, one, which means that if you don't have the good information on where you want to invest in shares, means that you make losses and then blame somebody else for the losses. Whereas at the end of the day, it's your money, so it means you need to have known what to do with it, get the best information from the people who are in stock brokerage firms, and from there make your own decision on what you intend to buy. So it means that you need to do background research, not just follow what is on the media, on the publicity on the media that it's good to buy this share. It's actually good to research on what you intend to buy, and from there this information is available from stockbrokers, investment advisors, investment banks.
Because it's interesting that we're talking about this, because one of the most frequently asked questions is about, when it comes to the retail investors in the NSE, most of them are saying, I'll never go back there. I bought, the famous shares which people feel like let them down so much. They're saying, there was this much hyped IPO, I went and bought my shares, it's never even gone past my buying price. What advice do you have for such people who have had this very sore beginning at the NSE and just felt their fingers were burnt and pulled out?
Patience is one, research is two, and if you bought at an expensive price, then it's good to buy at a cheaper price and reduce the average cost of purchase. That way then you reduce the kind of losses that you'd get. But patience and research are top of my list.
That's interesting. You've brought up something that's maybe not many people are aware of. If you bought maybe a share of, let me say, Smart Youth Investments at 12 bob, and now in the market it's retailing at about 6 bob, it's wise I also buy it so that I get a mean sort of buying price. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And how does it work?
Say you bought 1,000 shillings at 20, sorry, 1,000 shares at 20, and today they're retailing at 5 shillings. So if you buy more at 5, then you reduce the cost, the
average cost.
Yes, the average cost of buying. So that way, over time, then the capital gains become more if the price goes up.
They could even erode on the loss that you made on the initial buying. Let's get back to this competition, because I'm sure there are many young people throughout the universities and colleges who, in this case you're targeting, who would be interested in knowing, how do I get to be part of this competition? You're talking about 500,000 students that you're reaching by now. How do even more get to access this competition?
The competition is on the NSE website, nsc.co.ke. The registration fee is 200 shillings, and that can be paid through M-Pesa, and the instructions are on the NSE website. So once the payment is made, you go online, fill in the registration form. This is happening in the months of March and April. Then from the 1st of May, everybody who has registered gets their account credited with 2 million virtual money, and they start trading from the 2nd of May until the end of July, 31st July. Then after that, we'll close all the accounts, and then we'll have auditors from stock brokerage firms who look at all the trading accounts and come up with the winner. Now the winner is decided by getting the one with the most profits, 50% of the marks. 30% goes to the reasons why you have been buying or selling, and 20% goes to the discussion forum involvement of each participant. So you see, it's a weighted average.
I like that point that you've just brought out. 50% goes to the person with the most profits,
yes,
but 30% goes to the person who has the most prudent decisions. Yes. Why does prudent decisions come in? Is it because sometimes people just get a windfall? You get lucky?
Yes, you can get lucky. You can buy a share at 2 shillings in 1st of May, and by 31st July it has gone to 5.
So you're simply lucky, not because you're informed.
Yeah, so the reason for getting the 30% is so that you don't think, number one, that investing in the stock market is gambling. So you have to have a reason why you're buying or selling, and that is why the research comes in, and we'll give you research, an online platform where you can converse with the stockbrokers online, and they'll give you advice on whatever it is you want to know. We understand that the youth in these institutions might not know a lot on the stock market. So any question, if you don't know what a share is, what is a dividend, what is a rights issue, any question can be asked on the online platform, and from there on, that is how we decide the winners, 50, 30, and 20.
And one last thing, in terms of mentorship, you've talked about online mentors. For example, if I'm a youth who's getting into this competition and I'm looking to learn a bit more, have absolutely no experience at the NSE, where do I get these online mentors? And as you say that, probably tell us about how many people do you feel there's enough people like you out there who are trying to guide the youth into this really positive steps, as opposed to, all the time talking about politics, talking about issues that are not that, solid in terms of the youth's future?
Yes, the mentors are provided by NIC Securities. They are the stockbroker, the official stock brokerage sponsor, and from the Nairobi Stock Exchange. And what we have done is we have an online platform. So they'll ask questions and the questions will be answered. And I know there are a lot of people who are willing to help the youth in getting this culture of saving and investing. And they're out there, and what the message that comes across is there's the hunger to know about investing. And the best is you know it when you're young, because we shall work for 40, 50 years after finishing school. So if you're able to start investing at a younger age, then by the time you're retiring, you'll have a good retirement basket. Well
said. Thank you very much, Catherine
Gitonga,
joining us from Smart Youth Investment, the CEO.